All right, so you wanted all the details about Moon Man, right?
Ah.
Well, we're going to take a deep dive into this Chinese sci-fi
Be a
film.
really big hit.
Get ready for a story that has a little bit of everything. You know,
Yeah.
it's funny,
Uh-huh.
it's got heart,
Yeah.
and of course, a whole lot of action in space.
One thing that really struck me about Moon Man is it
Yeah.
takes this classic apocalyptic scenario, like
Oh, yeah.
asteroid hurtling towards Earth and all of humanity trying to survive,
Right.
and they inject it with a lot of humor.
Totally. It's not all doom and gloom, right?
Right.
And the source that we have, this YouTube recap, really captures that.
Yeah.
So imagine
Okay.
Earth is about to be destroyed
Mm-hmm.
by this giant asteroid
Oh, wow.
called Pi.
Okay.
So our only hope is Project UNMS,
What's that stand for?
United Nations Moon Shield.
Oh,
And their plan is pretty ambitious.
sounds like it. Yeah.
So their cast was setting up this lunar base,
Okay.
building this like super weapon
Oh, wow.
called cosmic striking hammers
That's a cool name.
to shatter the asteroid.
Okay.
And then they use the moon as a shield for the Earth.
Oh, wow.
So pretty crazy, right?
Talk about thinking outside the box.
Totally. And our hero is this guy named Yu,
Okay.
but he's not like a super amazing astronaut or anything.
Okay.
He's an average engineer,
Okay.
and he ends up on the lunar base
Oh, wow.
doing maintenance.
Okay, so just like regular stuff?
Yeah, just a regular guy,
Mm-hmm.
but you really root for him,
Okay.
even though he's kind of clumsy,
Okay.
especially when it comes to this girl that he likes.
Oh, he's got a crush.
Yeah, he's got a big crush on the base commander, Langsing.
So that's awkward.
Yeah, it's super awkward.
Yeah.
It's really funny and heartwarming at the same time.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
You know, like he's always practicing what he wants to say to her.
Oh, like in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there.
Me too.
Yeah.
But all of that gets interrupted when there's a solar storm,
Mm-hmm.
and it throws all this debris off course,
Oh, no.
threatening the whole lunar base.
So what happens?
Everyone has to evacuate.
So they all leave.
Yeah, they all try to get out of there,
Okay.
except for you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is where things get really funny.
Okay.
So he has his headphones on,
Uh-oh.
listening to music,
Oh, no.
and he totally misses the memo that everyone is leaving.
Oh, wow.
So he like watches in disbelief as the last rocket blasts off.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
So he's stuck there.
He's stranded all alone.
On the moon.
Yeah, on the moon. I think he's the last human alive.
That's a scary thought.
Totally. But there's a twist.
Okay.
So he's not completely alone.
What do you mean?
So there's this research kangaroo
What?
named Kong.
A kangaroo?
Uh-huh. And he also missed the evacuation.
Oh, no way.
So Yu goes from being totally alone to having this kangaroo as company.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like a buddy comedy now.
Yeah, you could say that.
That's hilarious.
And who would have thought that a kangaroo would be like the key to surviving on the moon?
I definitely wouldn't have thought of that.
This duo really makes you think about how resilient people are
Yeah.
and how we can find connections in the craziest places.
Especially when it's like the end of the world.
Exactly.
So what happens next?
Well, he's a pretty resourceful guy.
Okay.
He's got a lot of food and supplies,
Okay.
even though he has to share it with kangaroo now.
Oh, I bet that kangaroo eats a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So is he just hanging out on the base?
Yeah, pretty much.
When what?
Just trying to survive.
Yeah.
But he also tries to break into Langsing's room.
Oh, really?
I know he's got to admire his persistence, right?
Definitely.
I mean, it shows that even in like the worst situations,
Yeah.
we still want those things that make us feel good.
Right, like homestay.
Exactly.
Or the people we care about.
Like Langsing.
Yeah.
And speaking of connection,
Okay.
there are actually survivors back on Earth.
Really?
Yeah, they're hiding underground, but they're able to see what's going on at the lunar base.
Oh.
So they can see you.
That's crazy.
And that's when UNMS decides to live stream Yu's life
Wait, why?
to give hope to the survivors on Earth.
Okay, I can see it.
So it's like a symbol that humanity is still fighting to survive.
Yeah, like even though he's stuck on the moon,
Right.
there's still life out there.
They even hire this voice actor to narrate what Yu is doing.
Oh, wow, like a live commentator
Like
for the
that.
live stream.
Yeah, and it's really funny,
I bet.
especially when Yu tries to play the flute.
Oh, so he's not musically talented.
Not at all, but the voice actor tries to make it sound heroic.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it makes you think about how we tell stories
Yeah,
and how we try to find hope, even in really strange situations.
right. And sometimes those stories are exaggerated,
Totally. Or manipulated for
Yeah.
a reason.
like to give people hope.
Exactly.
So what about the kangaroo?
Oh, Kong.
Yeah.
He and you don't always get along.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Kong really likes to raid the food supply.
Oh, no.
And he loves boxing.
With you.
Yeah, with you.
Oh, that's funny.
It's hilarious.
I bet.
But it also shows how hard it is to make friends when you're alone.
Yeah, especially with a kangaroo.
Right.
So they're like enemies,
I did.
but then roommates,
Uh-huh.
and then almost like a family?
Yeah, like a weird moon family.
That's so weird.
But it works.
So how does he get off the moon?
Well, he needs a powerful engine.
Okay.
And to get it, they have to go on this crazy journey
Where do they have to go?
across the moon.
The whole moon?
Yeah, and they have to race against the sun
Wow.
because their vehicle runs on solar power.
Oh, wow. So if the sun sets.
They're in trouble.
Oh, no.
And it really takes a toll on them.
Both of them.
Yeah, they're exhausted.
From driving.
Yeah, and it's freezing.
On the moon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just when they're about to give up,
Oh,
they
no.
see something amazing.
What is it?
They see Earth.
Oh.
And it's all lit up
With what?
with flashlight.
From the survivors.
Yeah, from all the people hiding underground.
Wow.
It's this sign that they're not alone.
Oh, that gives me chills.
Me too. And it really gives you the strength to keep going.
To get back to Earth.
Exactly.
I bet.
It shows you how strong the human spirit can be
Yeah.
and how we always want to connect with other people.
Even when it seems impossible.
Yeah, even across space.
That's amazing.
It makes you think about hope, right?
Yeah.
Like how it can show up in the most unexpected places.
And how important it is.
Exactly.
That connection really changes things for him.
Right, like it totally reignites his desire to get back to Earth.
Back to the survivors.
Exactly, to everyone who's waiting for him.
Yeah, but
He-
space adventures are never easy.
You're telling me?
So there's a new threat.
Oh no, what is it?
Remember that asteroid Pi?
Uh-huh, the one that started all of this?
Well, there's a bigger piece of it
Oh.
called Pi Plus,
Oh, wow.
and it's headed straight for Earth.
So like a double whammy.
Yeah, a cosmic one.
So what are they going to do?
Well, you is the only one who can stop it
Why is that?
because he's on the moon.
Oh, right, with the weapon.
Exactly.
But is he going back to Earth?
I don't think so.
So what's the plan?
He has to use the weapon on the moon to destroy the asteroid
Oh, wow.
before it hits Earth.
But that...
It's a suicide mission.
Oh, wow.
He's the only one who can do it.
So he's going to sacrifice himself.
To save humanity.
That's intense.
And the movie doesn't shy away from the emotion.
I bet.
Especially when he says goodbye to Kong.
Oh, yeah. That scene is heartbreaking.
It really shows how close they've become.
Right. It started out as just survival,
Yeah.
and then it turned into a real friendship.
A bond forged in like the toughest situation imaginable.
Exactly. And it shows how strong connection can be.
Even between a man and a kangaroo
Right.
on the moon.
When facing death.
It reminds us that those connections make life worth living.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
Yu takes off in the spacecraft.
With the warhead, right?
To intercept Pi Plus.
It's a really perilous journey.
I bet.
He's got to deal with meteoroids,
Oh, wow.
and the spacecraft is malfunctioning.
Oh, no.
And of course, he knows he's probably going to die,
Yeah.
but he keeps going.
That's incredible.
It really shows his character,
Yeah, he could have just stayed on the moon,
right?
enjoyed his last days,
But he chose to fight.
to save everyone.
And it's not just heroism.
What else is it?
Love.
Oh, yeah, for Langsing.
Yeah, he wants to protect her.
And the future.
Exactly. That's what makes Moon Man different from other disaster movies.
Right. It's not just explosions and special effects.
It's about what makes us human.
Our motivation.
Like love,
Yeah.
duty,
And sacrifice.
all against the backdrop of the apocalypse.
Exactly.
And Langsing plays a really important role,
Oh, yeah, she's back on Earth.
right? She's guiding you from the UNMS base.
Yeah, she's a good leader.
Totally. She gives him all the tactical support,
Yeah.
but she also gives him emotional support.
Even though they're millions of miles apart.
It's like they're still connected.
Yeah. And they're both committed to saving humanity.
And there's this one moment when Yu is headed towards the asteroid, and Langsing has to think fast.
What happens?
She helps him do this really risky maneuver.
To avoid a meteoroid or something.
It saves his life,
Wow.
but it's only temporary
Right.
because he's still on this suicide mission.
But it shows how smart they are.
And how well they work together.
Yeah. Even when facing impossible odds.
It's really tragic.
Because no matter how hard they try,
He's probably gonna die.
but in the end, Yu knows what he has to do.
Guide the warhead into the asteroid
And sacrifice himself.
to save the world.
It's both heartbreaking and moving at the same time.
Definitely.
There's this scene where he's singing.
While he's flying towards the asteroid.
Yeah, it's like his final act of defiance.
And hope.
Right? He's accepting his fate, but he's doing it on his own terms.
It's a reminder that we can choose how we face death.
And you chooses to embrace it with courage.
And music.
Back on Earth, the survivors are watching.
What do they see?
They see a meteor shower.
From the asteroid breaking up.
But they also know that it's more than just a light show.
It's a tribute to you.
The man who gave his life to save them.
He's a hero.
He's an unexpected hero.
But a hero nonetheless.
It really makes you think about what we're capable of.
When we're pushed to our limits.
And what sacrifices we'd make for the people we love.
And for humanity.
Moonman doesn't give us easy answers.
But it does ask some tough questions.
About what it means to be human.
When facing extinction.
And what our responsibilities are.
To each other and to the planet.
And it does it all with this mix of humor and sadness.
And amazing visuals.
It's a film that stays with you.
Long after it's over.
I think one of the things that makes Moonman so interesting is this idea of connection.
Even when everyone is isolated.
You see it with you and Kung.
And you and Ling Sing.
And how his story inspires the survivors.
It's like even when the world is ending.
We still want to connect with each other.
You have those shared experiences.
That make life meaningful.
And it's not just about romance or friendship.
It's about feeling like we're part of something bigger.
Like we have a shared purpose.
Like when the survivors all turn on their flashlight.
To show you he's not alone.
It's a powerful moment of collective action.
And it shows that even when things are really bad,
we can still find hope.
In working together.
And it makes you think about how we can contribute to that hope.
In our own lives.
Right, like what can we do?
To inspire others.
Even small acts of kindness or courage.
Like those flashlights.
Each one might not seem like much.
But together, they create something powerful.
A beacon of hope.
Exactly, and that's a message that goes beyond the movie.
It reminds us that we can all make a difference.
Even when things seem impossible.
Moonman really makes you think, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
It's got all these big ideas about humanity and the end of the world, but it's also funny and exciting and sad all at the same time.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Like you've got this guy stuck on the moon with a kangaroo,
right,
trying to save the planet from an asteroid.
Falling in love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's the little moments that really get you.
Yeah, like those connections between the characters.
Those glimmers of hope.
It's what makes it special.
I think it also plays with what you expect from a movie like this.
Like you think it's going to be a typical disaster film.
Right.
But it's so much more than that.
Yeah, it's a love story.
Uh-huh.
It's about survival.
It's funny.
And sad.
And the visuals are incredible.
Totally.
We should talk about Kong for a second.
Yeah, the kangaroo.
He's not just there for laughs.
Right. He's more than just comic relief.
He's like a symbol of companionship.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect to find that on the moon.
Especially with a kangaroo.
But he shows up at just the right time.
When you needs him the most.
It's like he forces you to think about what it means to be human.
Yeah, to care for something other than himself.
Even when his own life is in danger.
Remember when Yu tries to leave Kong behind?
Oh, yeah, to make the spacecraft lighter.
But then he changes his mind.
He can't stand the thought of leaving Kong.
It shows how much their bond has grown.
Even though they're so different.
It makes you think about how we connect with other living things.
Maybe Kong represents that part of us that just wants to survive.
That primal instinct.
Is tough.
And resourceful.
And he never gives up.
Like humanity itself.
And don't forget, Kong actually helps you get back to Earth.
What do you mean?
Remember he messes with the radio?
Oh, yeah.
And it creates static?
Uh-huh.
And Yu thinks it's a message from the survivors.
Oh, wow.
So it gives him hope to keep going.
Even though it's a mistake.
It's kind of funny when you think about it.
Yeah, in a way, the fate of humanity rests on a kangaroo messing with a radio.
It's like the universe has a sense of humor.
But it also shows how even small things can have big consequences.
Yeah, and Moonman is really good at finding humor in dark situations.
Yeah, it's not mean-spirited humor.
It's more like a way of coping with everything.
Right, like finding a reason to smile even when things are tough.
And that balance between humor and sadness.
Makes it unique.
It lets you think about these big ideas.
Without getting too depressed.
Exactly. And Yu's sacrifice at the end is really powerful.
Yeah, it's tragic.
But he faces it with so much courage.
And even humor.
Like when he's singing as he flies towards the asteroid.
It's amazing.
It shows that we have a choice in how we face death.
Even when it seems inevitable.
It's a really powerful image.
It makes you think about what you would do in that situation.
Would you be so brave?
Would you sacrifice yourself? For everyone else?
Moonman doesn't give you easy answers.
But it makes you ask yourself some tough questions.
About what's important in life.
And what it means to be human.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Moonman,
yeah,
I think the takeaway is...
it's a film that will stay with you.
It makes you laugh.
It makes you cry.
And it makes you think about what it means to be alive.
It's about hope
Resilience.
and the power of connection.
Even when it seems like the end of the world.
If you're looking for a movie that will challenge you,
Inspire you.
and make you appreciate life a little bit more,
Then you should definitely check out Moon Man.
I agree.
Thanks for joining us on this lunar adventure.
It was fun.
And until next time, keep exploring.
Keep asking questions.
And keep that spark of hope alive.